of diversity in certain fields. Can you share your perspective on how diversity can provide a competitive edge in business?
Well, I think I'm a good example, I'm a female in all the engineers, most of the engineers are men. But I suppose, I don't think it's the diversities that, in my view, in engineering field, I don't think it's the diversities that add any difference. I believe in the business itself, diversities add some value because you have a different perspective of feeling, feel, experience, and so on. In engineering, frankly speaking, even though I founded the company as a female, all my engineers are male. Unfortunately, I do have some female chemists. Number one, it's very difficult to get female engineers in this part of the world. They do have, but after a while they don't stay long. They rather join the bank. So I have a difficulty in keeping female engineers. And also, to be fair, water treatment engineering field is not very glamorous as compared to oil and gas engineers. I don't know whether it's true or not. Mr. Chu Xiaoping will probably agree with me. But in business, I do have a lot of female top executives in our top management. I feel that diversity do add some value because they look at things differently. And so you're able to size up a certain market. Maybe they have a better feel of a certain personality and so on.
Next question, please. Yes, can you go to the mic, please?
Thank you, Olivia, for the interesting talk. Did you check the background of the employee who said, oh, it's only a house bomb? I bet it's from the SAF bomb disposal unit. So everything is house bomb, house fly, not just a house fly. There's nothing to do. I wanted to ask you about China. It seems that the Chinese companies at first was so much smaller, they didn't even have the technology that you had. So you had a clear advantage. But then after a while, right, in a matter of fewer than 10 years, you found that you were overtaken. So now looking back, like when you look at your 7 P's of success, right, was that possibly a opportunity or partnership that was lost? Maybe, at that time, it wasn't clear what they were up to, but it turned out that they were into more the social aspects. They wanted to create a stable China, and rather than focusing like probably what you were doing on profits, you were looking at revenues and providing employment and so on. So if at that point, had you been able to see this, like, would Hyflux been able to ride along this growth curve, just like these Chinese companies that subsequently overtook you? Was that a missed opportunity? Could you comment on that, please?
Well, I think I don't think it's a missed opportunity because even if you know it that it happened that way, I don't think you can compete. Simply because we're a listed company, whatever it is, we need to make profit. Secondly is, we don't have a rich grandmother. So we have to, every single cent that you earn, you have to earn with the bare hand. So it's different. It's unfair competition, if I may say. That is why, today, you look at all the UK's protests, they are protesting the steel price. They are dumping all the steel price to UK. And everywhere else as well. Everybody was complaining. But, unfortunately, China don't care, they're just worried about keeping social order. They want to keep here and keep getting the factories cranking every day, got to producing so that the workers can get job every day. So it is a little bit of an unfair competition. But that's life, Then you got to go and see what you can do to capitalize on the situation. And instead of head on competing with the thing that they already learned how to do something else. Do things that they do not know, they haven't caught up yet.
Okay. Yes, please.
Yes. Thank you very much, Olivia, for the very inspiring sharing. Yeah, I'm Ken from ES Global. I'm very curious on two fronts. First one is when you mentioned about staff retention. I'm very curious about how do you manage to convince the staff to continue to stay with you rather than going to the bank, and they are able to continue to talk to the cat in such a hard environment. And the second area is basically you've been to all the exotic places for areas that you can actually leverage on your strength. That portion is, I'm very curious in the way that you'll be meeting a lot of different partners, and how do you typically do due diligence on reliable partners? Thanks.
Maybe perhaps, if you look at the core career of Hyflux, it's split into different portion. In the early days, I must say it's very, very difficult to retain staff. So you have to behave like an employee and they are the bosses. Then you can retain them. Because, they're bigger than you, so, they don't mind staying what. They can boss you around, so it's okay. So when you are small, it's like that. When you are, when you are growing, your companies become bigger, it's also not possible for you to talk to every staff. It's just impossible. So then you need to have a very good HR department. I have my HR director here. You ask her, she will know how to teach you how to retain staff. She has a lot of program to retain staff for me. But at the end of it, I think I fundamentally, personally, I go by the practice of you have to set example yourself. If you want people to go to that country to do, you have to be bold enough to go there. To show that I'm also there. I have been there. I understand your job site is that kind of an environment. I do not, I don't keep myself up in the mountain, the high mountain, like an emperor, But of course, when you get bigger and bigger, how can you then, today we have about 50 over plants in the world. Can you go around 50 over plants? It's not possible sometimes. But in a lifetime of the plants, at least you need to visit at least once. Then it kind of, show that you are really for your employee. Set yourself as an example. When the company was smaller, I have some technicians. Maybe they're not so qualified because small company don't get very good skilled tradesmen. And they started doing welding in my system. And they didn't do a good job. I know they didn't do a good job. I'm not an engineer. I'm only a chemist. But you can tell the welding joint is like a beehive. So fundamental, you look at it, it doesn't look like it is a good welding joint. But my technician told me that this is the best joint that he has ever produced. So I had to enroll myself in ITE. I learned welding. I learned plumbing. After I learned everything, I went back to teaching. So I believe in that. But of course, as a grow baker, it's not possible to monopolize all skills. It's just impossible. But the thing is, I still prefer to do a little bit thing myself. If my staff need to stay back, I will stay back with them sometime. If I can, I try to give that little bit of effort. And of course, still, sometimes I'm not able to retain some staff. To be fair, the roses on the other sides are much prettier. So they go. Doesn't matter. You got to continue. As long as you have 10 staff that you want to retain, you are able to retain 7, you're quite successful. Thank you.
Yeah, Dr. Liu.
Hi, Hi, Olivia. Thank you, Prof. Nice to see you back. My name is Liu. I'm an alumni, and I'm also a practicing civil engineer. Yeah, it seems that engineers and women do go together. Let me explain. You lost engineers. Actually, you lost to another person who's a top lady in Singapore. I'd like to share this with you because I just had a dinner with this top lady who is in the financial industry, and she's in DBS. She's in the wealth management. I think you should know who she is. And she loves engineer too, because she uses financial engineering. And engineers are the value creator for her. So don't worry, you lost some, you win some. So I come to know that top ladies love engineers now. My question for you is, you have benefited from your professors who put in money and you grew from there. I think that is one of the success factors that you have managed to grow from. Would you do the same? Let's say today we have a proposal for you. Particularly in the area which you are an expert. Same area, but slightly different. And I call it aqua culture. If you nod your head, then I will come and approach you later. Maybe not 1 million.
I tell you something. I have a team of not many members, but 4 people. They are very specialized in going around the whole world, including Singapore itself, to acquire technologies and or do partnership with technology companies. I mean, you can write to us. I can refer you to them, and they are really expert. Sometimes it's not possible for us to self-develop so many things. So we need to keep our eyes open. So we have this team of people doing nothing else but to go around the whole world. You know, they go to Europe, America, mainly Europe and America to source for great technologies. And they also go to Japan. Sometimes they even study some technologies developed by some China, like Tsinghua University and that kind of thing. So we don't want to let go any slightest chance that, you know, one technology may grow to be our competitors. So I think, you know, to be fair, today I'm slightly better than my professor. In that, you know, I have a team of people who really scout around, not like venture capitalists, but, you know, it's very targeted to whether we are able to use those technologies. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, as lady, please.
Hi, Eileen, a long time fan for chemistry. Now I have one question for you. You have been working on H2O molecule for so long. So you're just talking about diversity and you're just talking about acquiring new technology. So is there a new molecule that you are looking for or interested or passionate to work on in your coming foreseeable future?
Wow, looking up my secret, my company secret. Well, you know, there's always a lot of variations of water. You know, recently we're also looking into water in health science. And a very interesting aspect of it, you can go to my website. They will direct you to some of the interesting aspects now that we're looking into, because water itself is so fascinating. As a chemist, I'm sure you know that water can come in different form, different shapes, different sizes, and you know, even I have been talking to Prof. Even you can use water to generate energy. We were at one time so keen on this topic of using water to generate energy. So you know, I do not want to have a boundary with water. We always, you know, expand our boundary and to see what interesting things can come on water.
So in other words, you will still retain your water creams and just on water. Whether it's solid form or liquid form.
Yeah. Well, just be a desalination expert is not good enough sometimes, you find, because desalination utilizes a lot of energy. So, of course, today we also gone into power, because there's a lot of opportunity in IWPP, is independent water and power plant in Middle East. So that's why we are also entering into an area that is complementary to desalination. But of course, power is a bigger guy, So, there's no boundary. If you expand your company, you need to be, able to defend yourself. Because when you're out there, all the engineering companies, they are the big guys. They're the big giant that is able to build anything that is in the world. So we are attempting to also become a good engineering company in addition to our water know-how.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. I think from water you went into energy. That was one of your plus factor, right?
Kind of like, yes.
Yes. Lani? Can you?
Thanks for Thanks for your very encouraging talk. This is Parani Balaya from US. And so you have given a spectrum of your experience right from the start until you have a high level, high altitude. You mentioned that if you want to enter into a particular technology, you better solve all the problems before you, shake hands with the investors kind of thing. So that's where my question comes. So when I talk to the industry, some people say, no, you have to be the first in the market. You forget about your performance. You just don't worry about the performance. You have to be first in the market. But someone like you say that you optimize all the parameters and then get into the market with a fully optimized solution. So as I'm sure several students are here and myself also interested in startup. So what is your experience and can you share your sort of suggestion on these two approaches? What is the best optimal approach as far as the investors are concerned?
We cannot afford to fail big. We can fail a little bit, but we cannot afford to fail big. So when you have an engineering solution that cannot perform, you fail big. So it is a calculated choice that you make. You want to fail big, but as a startup, I suppose it's okay lah. After all, startup, the most you become a professor again, no? So it depends on the stage of your career. A company like us today, we have to take a very calculated risk.
Yes, I think we can have two more questions. The lady, yes, please. Okay. So three more questions, and then we have to close. The lady, please. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Liana. I'm a technology entrepreneur. I look pretty young, yes, because I'm young. And I really enjoyed the talk. I've been a long-time fan of yours since I was studying in the US about 5 years ago, and that's why I ventured into technology and entrepreneurship. I echo the last gentleman's view that people like yourself, entrepreneurs, chemies, engineers, want to solve some problems in the world. In your last 26 years of experience in the water treatment business, I'm sure you have traveled quite a fair deal, and you have witnessed some trends and opportunities in the world that could be tackled through innovation and entrepreneurship. So my question is, what would you tell a young engineer or entrepreneur? What can they work on that the world desperately needs a solution?
Well, still water lah. I think that, you give 26 years ago when I first founded the company, I told myself that water is a sunrise business. Because the amount of waste that the people dump in the river, and the global climate, and the industrialization, and the population growth, one day we are not going to have enough water. Today, everybody keep talking about water shortages. Another 26 years, I think they'll really come to a stage where there's really no water. I don't know, I'm 26 years ago, I'm passionate about water. Today, I'm still very passionate about water.
Well said. Maybe I should send my resume and work for you.
Thank you. Question? Yeah, please.
Thanks, Olivia, for the inspiring talk. My name is Kevin. I'm an environmental engineer and PhD student. My question for you is, I understand that when Hyflux was first started, it's not focused on the membrane technology, and eventually it's going to focus on the membrane technology. And 20 years back, the membrane is not a very popular technology, and how does Hyflux actually spot the right technology and use that in China or wherever place? And right now, membrane desalination is all over the place, and especially for the polymeric membrane, we already see it's reached a peak. Then how does your view and Hyflux view of the next wave of the technology for the desalination?
Well, I think that when I first started the using membrane in place of distillation, it's all based on hard fact. Distillation involves phase change, use much more energy. Membrane is just a filtration, physical separation. So no matter how much energy you use, it will only be a fraction of a distillation because you have to change the phase. So it is that kind of a fundamental engineering questions that you ask yourself, that which one will succeed in the end. Of course today, even those people who are using thermal distillation way of desalination, they are turning to membrane. So it's just driven by economics, you know. But of course in the beginning, they did not use it because it was not well established. You don't have a large scale plant. But you know, we were the first one who produced the first large scale desalination plant, and subsequently we built larger and larger plants in the world. So I think today, membrane technology has gone to a stage where people already recognize that this is the established method for desalination. Now, what other breakthrough technology that will overtake this membrane technology? Of course, there are a lot of research on the table. People talk about forward osmosis, people talk about carbon nanofiber, people talking about all kinds of combinations of the technologies that potentially may overthrow membrane technologies. But until today, I think, if you ask my opinion, for the next 10 years, I'll still be around.
Thank you. Okay, at the back, yes, please.
Hi, my name is Brian from Arca Projects. Thank you for inspiring talk, Olivia. We've previously met in public functions. I just like to ask you, since you're an emerging markets expert, you go to places like Iran, right? And Libya, how do you protect your cash flows, you know? I understand you have a World Bank people working for you, ex-World Bank staff. So do you use insurance? How do you protect? Just a curious question. Yes.
Depending on the country, most of these emerging countries, so-called, we don't put big money in. We only put big money in Singapore. Like a country like, say, Iran, even Oman and Egypt, most of the project we put in is EPC. That means, in other words, you do the project, and then you operate the plants subsequently. You're not investor. In cases like, some cases you need to be investor, you have to make sure that this is a bankable project. That means, in other words, even the banks are willing to put their money in. Then you put in your small equity. You joint venture with the local government, you joint venture with the local partners, and then you go for this kind of a project. So you got to be careful that, you know, when you put big money in that kind of area, how are you going to take back the money? Because you got to deal with currency fluctuation, you got to deal with political uncertainties. Of course, we are buying insurance, political insurance and so on. But it's still, you know, there's a lot of cost involved when you come into catastrophe. So you have to ring-fence your risk. Is that totally risk-free? You will put in all the insurance? No. I think you will still be exposed to some kind of a risk, but it's manageable risk.
Have you had to go to mitigate? Have you had to go to arbitration to get money back?
Yes, we have gone to arbitration before. I tell you, arbitration or legal proceeding is the most costly process that you've ever been. So if you can avoid, please avoid. If you cannot avoid, then
Thank you.
Okay, I think in view of time, let's close this Q&A session. Thank you very much for your questions. And thank you, Olivia, for your lively lecture and